My name is Maka'ya, and I'm going to talk about racial disparity. I have a select few examples that I'm going to use that I got from a couple reliable websites that gives examples about different types of examples from education to unemployment to school to all types of reasons. The first example is about the delivery room disparity. Um, as you know, um, babies are born in the hospitals or whatever, and you have different types of genders who produce babies. The study I got from this one is from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. It has showed that African Americans are almost twice as likely as white Americans to lack health insurance. I also talked about how black women are most likely to die from pregnancy than white women. This just showing the disparity on how things may go as wrong or something may have happened to the black women that they might not get treated as much as fairly as the white women do, which causes them to die, which I don't think that is fair at all. I think all women should be able to, they have a baby, they are able to produce another life, and it's always a blessing to the women, to the family, to the parents, so that everybody should get treated fairly. The next one is school disparity. Um, I think this was a big topic for me. I didn't realize it until I did a little research on it. Um, as you know, when you're in school, you gonna have discipline actions. Things happen. That you have to have. If you do get in trouble, it's always something that's gonna have a discipline behind it. So, I know that it may be different between a Caucasian female getting in trouble and a African American female getting in trouble. This study showed um that African American females are nearly 6 times more likely to get out of school than Caucasian females, even if it's the same situation that happened. Girls who are black are most likely to get in trouble or get a more bad penalty than a white female, which isn't fair at all. Especially if they did the same thing. I just shows that's part of white privilege that I don't also do not think is fair as well. The next one is the unemployment disparity. As you know, COVID-19 has come around the pandemic of 2020 and going to 2019. It hit African Americans pretty hard, harder than any other race. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, African Americans and Latinos are more likely to be jobless than Caucasians. As of January 2020, African Americans held the highest unemployment rate at 9.2, and that's compared to the Caucasian workers who are 5.7. Um, I was in my head trying to think of ideas that why African Americans are more unemployed right now during this pandemic than any race, any Caucasians, any Latinos, any Asians. The only thing that came to mind it just maybe the employer just didn't want African Americans working for them at the time. Um, so they had no job, they couldn't do anything, so they just become unemployed. I couldn't really think of like a main reason why African Americans were more jobless than Caucasians. But as you can see in the left corner, it shows that it's higher. Blacks are higher with the red, higher than well, not higher than Latinos, but second to highest in any race with the unemployment rate. Next, we have the black graduates face more student debt than white peers. This is really big to me since I'm a student at Kennesaw State. Since I didn't have to, I could have went to school for free, but due to me having an apartment, I had to take out loans. So this is big to me. I feel like we're all going between me and a Caucasian female. We're going for the same, whether it's a different major or not. We're going for the same amount of years. Um, I just find it crazy how it's a big difference of how much debt um a black graduate will be between a white graduate. And then it makes it even worse because when we come out of college, after we get our bachelor's or whatever degree we decide, it's crazy because I didn't realize it now that it's kind of harder for African Americans to pay off their debt because they may have received a lower income or a lower income starting rate than a white female or a white male, which kind of is a big disparity because first you're in, as African American you're in debt, and then it's kind of harder to pay off the debt because you're receiving a way amount of less money than a Caucasian peer that went to the same got the same degree as you, spent the same amount of school degree at school, has the same amount of knowledge as you, and you're still getting less amount of just because of the color of your skin. So that was one of the big disparities that I thought of that I love to include it in this my presentation. The last one was the household income. This goes into um basically debt, basically the income. Latinos and African Americans were the lowest among the four races, which were Asian, white, Hispanic, and black. Um, and it's crazy because looking at this graph right here, you see that the black is at the bottom, starting at 45,422. And the thing about it, as I was looking at this study, is noted though that this was even lower than in 2007 when they had the Great Recession. This year of 2020, they the African Americans line had finally rise upon or average. It just got to the right amount or the average amount this of 2020. So that was kind of crazy because it's right now you think 45,420 was lower. It was way lower in the 2007 when it hit the Great Recession. And then um, for some reason Hispanics and blacks they are losing their jobs, or they get most of the time they getting cut because of COVID. This is another disparity, um, gender inequality, race inequality, that I would love to put in. I love to put in my presentation. And right here, I just have the list of citations and pictures that I got my research from. The first one was from U.S. Today. They had a lot of disparity charts and graphs, and those are the ones I picked. I got another one from integrity.org. Another one was from our writer, Valerie Wilson, talking about the disparities in income and poverty among the races. Thank you for watching. Yeah, have a nice day.